Firstly, I'd just like to make the point that we're very fortunate that His Majesty has allowed us to use Buckingham Palace for this event. And
her bravery was inspirational, extraordinary. She received the George Cross. She would never accept any recognition for her special contribution without reminding us that she was the face of a much wider body of operations, made possible by a network of dedicated teams behind the...
In June 2025, something surprising happened at one of the biggest royal events of the year, Trooping the Colour. Right in the middle of the grand parade, full of marching soldiers, waving flags and cheering crowds, Princess Anne made a shocking announcement. She named Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, as the Marshal of the Monarch's Honour, a brand new royal title created just for her. Even Queen Camilla looked surprised. Many royal watchers believe she didn't know about it in advance. The crowd was stunned. The news spread quickly. Why did Princess Anne choose Catherine? What does this new title mean? And how is it going to change the future of the royal family? Let's break it down step by step and see how this one moment could change everything inside the palace. Every year, Britain holds a special event called Trooping the Colour. It's a huge birthday celebration for the king. Soldiers march, horses gallop, bands play, and the whole royal family shows up. This year, on June 14, 2025, it looked just like a fairy tale. Over 1,400 soldiers, 200 horses, and 400 musicians filled the streets of London. People cheered, cameras flashed, but behind all the beauty, something big was about to happen. King Charles, now 76 years old and facing cancer treatment, rode in a carriage instead of on horseback. By his side was Queen Camilla, calm and elegant as always. But while they stayed seated, Princess Anne, Prince William, and Prince Edward rode tall and proud on their horses. And then came Catherine. She stepped out in a beautiful cream coat dress, holding hands with her kids, George, Charlotte, and little Louis. She looked healthy and strong, just 5 months after fighting cancer. No one knew it yet, but she was about to become the centre of attention. As the parade reached its most powerful moment, all eyes were on Princess Anne. She was riding a black horse named Noble, the same horse that once gave King Charles trouble in a past parade. But Anne wasn't worried. She held the reins with calm hands. Even with the loud drums and 300 musicians playing around her, she stayed focused and in control. That's what makes Anne so respected. She doesn't just ride a horse, she commands it. And then something unexpected happened. As the Coldstream Guards paused to present their regimental flag, a moment of silence was held for the victims of a recent airplane crash. It was a tragic event. Over 240 lives lost, including 53 British citizens. The royal family wore black armbands to show respect, but just as the silence ended, Princess Anne made her move. She stood up slightly in her stirrups, her voice loud and clear. She said, "I am honoured to appoint Catherine, Princess of Wales, as Marshal of the Monarch's Honour, to represent the Crown in ceremonial salutes to our regiments." The crowd froze, and then cheers exploded down the mall. It was a moment of pure shock. Even Catherine looked surprised. She stood near King Charles, sunlight shining on her cream outfit. Her children watched proudly from a balcony above. Prince Louis gave a big, toothy grin. It was clear they knew something amazing had just happened. Then, with the grace of a true royal, Anne climbed down from her horse, walked to Catherine, and stood beside her. This was more than a simple handshake or title. It was a moment of trust, respect, and power. So, what is the Marshal of the Monarch's Honour? It's not just a fancy name. This brand new role was created in 2025, and it's one of the most important titles in recent royal history. As Marshal, Catherine now has the job of representing King Charles at ceremonial events, especially with the British military. It means she will lead royal salutes, attend major parades, and carry the traditions of the crown in public. She's still the Colonel of the Irish Guards, but this new position puts her on a whole new level. And here's the twist. Queen Camilla wasn't told about it. Sources say she wasn't consulted, and during the parade, it showed. While Catherine stood in the spotlight, Queen Camilla rode behind in a second carriage, looking quiet and distant. To some royal watchers, that felt like a message that the crown is slowly moving toward the next generation, with Catherine and William at the front. After Princess Anne's powerful announcement, Catherine stepped forward. She looked calm, but everyone could feel the emotion behind her steady expression. As the Coldstream Guards marched past, their flags lowered in honour, Catherine stood tall. She raised her hand in a crisp salute. Perfect form. No hesitation. The crowd roared again. Even King Charles nodded proudly from his carriage, wearing his scarlet uniform with a black armband for the day of mourning. And Prince William? He caught his wife's eye from atop his horse, Derby, and smiled. It was just a second, but it said everything. This was her moment. The crowd knew it. The royal family knew it. And most of all, Catherine knew it. After the parade, the royal family gathered on the balcony of Buckingham Palace for the big RAF fly past, a tradition where jets fly over the palace in perfect formation, leaving red, white, and blue trails in the sky. And this year, Catherine stood right in the centre. On her left and right were her children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. Charlotte, in her light blue dress, looked like a tiny version of her mother. The planes zoomed above. The crowd looked up and cheered, but it was Catherine's graceful wave, steady and calm, that truly held everyone's attention. It was clear now. Catherine had stepped into a powerful, new chapter of her royal life, but not everyone was smiling. Behind the scenes, whispers grew louder. Some royal insiders said Queen Camilla felt pushed aside, that she didn't expect Catherine to receive such a huge title, especially without being asked. Camilla has always tried to be careful and respectful in her royal role, but this moment felt different. It felt like a shift toward William, Catherine, and their children. Princess Anne's bold move made it clear the future of the monarchy is now in younger hands. And Catherine, she's ready for it. Just 5 months ago, she shared her battle with cancer. It was a tough time. She had to step back from public events, rest and focus on healing. But now, she's standing strong, healthier, more confident, and more respected than ever. She wore Queen Elizabeth's pearl earrings during the parade, a gentle reminder of the past. But her new title, that's all about the future. Royal experts say Catherine might soon attend international events, represent the crown in more ceremonies, and even shape new traditions for the royal family. And she's not doing it alone. Prince William is by her side. Their teamwork, love, and quiet support for one another showed all day. Their children, too, are growing into their roles. Prince George is already learning what it means to be a future king. Princess Charlotte's calm and confident behaviour reminds people of Catherine. And little Prince Louis, with his cheeky smile and big waves, brings joy to the public. They're not just part of the family, they're part of the future. So, what will happen next? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear. Trooping the colour 2025 wasn't just another royal event, it was a turning point, a new chapter, a quiet revolution, led by a princess who once stood in the background, now standing in the spotlight. Catherine's appointment as Marshal of the Monarch's Honour is more than a title, it's a message. The crown is changing, and she's leading the way. What do you think about Catherine's new title? Was this a smart move by Princess Anne, or a royal surprise that caused more drama? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the heart behind the crown.